Because why waste time? We gonna get right into it because why waste motherfucking time? It's a lot of talks going around. That boy done got that boy fed up.
Yeah,
We gonna get right into it today.
tensions is definitely rising.
I ain't come to play games today.
Teed up right now.
I did not come to play with y'all niggas today.
Tea time. Tea time. Tea time. Tea time. Tea time. Tea time like I got a cup of this shit. Tea time like golf at 5:45. I love to fuck on a regular bitch. Famous hoes lame, but they stay on my dick. Heard your new joint is embarrassing shit. You talk to the cops on some therapist shit. You act like you love this American shit, but really the truth is you're scared of the six. Yeah, you're scared of the six. Yeah, you're scared of the six. Your bodyguard put in some work on the flute. Now you wanna go and inherit the shit. Don't talk to the boy about comparison shit, or come to the boy on some arrogant shit. The weapons we got is some terrorist shit. Like TV producers, we airing the shit. She asking for bread for her parents and shit.
boy
I
done
told her
playing
I
with
don't
y'all
got
out
no
here.
cash and she
You
said
can
she
hear
gon'
it.
wait on a rack on some Arabic shit. I pull out $1 million to stare at the shit. My dick just got hard cause a wire just hit. My schedule was out, come spinners for real. Man, fuck all that spinning the narrative shit. I melt down the chains that I bought from your boss. Give a fuck about all of that heritage shit. Since V not around, the members done hung up the Louis. They not even wearing that shit. Don't come to the boy about repairing some shit. Don't come to the boy about sparing some shit. You lucky that Vogue was suing, cause I would've been with the Wassers and Paris and shit.
And that's how we gonna start it off today. That's how we gonna start this motherfucker off today. Cause that boy angry. I ain't even gonna say that boy angry. That boy fed up. That boy fed up with y'all. That boy Drake is fed up with y'all. If you don't know, you need to know. It's your host with the most, Chill Murray. Live from the Spot motherfucking podcast. Episode 23 is up and it's motherfucking stuck. We live, baby. Shout out to everybody, first time, last time listeners. We live on Twitch. We'll be up on YouTube later. But yeah, man, I had to start it off with that for the simple fact that anytime I try to do an album review, it backfires on me and YouTube shut me down. Which I'm not gonna be surprised if they cut that one. But at the same time, I had to let y'all know that he letting y'all know that boy ain't playing right now. Y'all heard the Pharrell diss. That's what's really going around right now. So if y'all don't know, Drake let out that meltdown verse on Travis Scott's new album that just dropped, Utopia, this Friday. Which Utopia is an amazing body of work, an amazing and incredible album, from Rooted to Tutor. Shout out to Travis Scott and his whole team that developed that and did their thing on that. Production was absolutely amazing. Features from Beyonce, SZA, The Weeknd. I don't want to spoil too much, but of course y'all heard about the Big Drake feature, which once again, the talk of the day, the talk that's going around right now, the talk of the hour is Drake ain't playing no more as far as holding back. And I know what people are saying. There's people like, it's too late. You shouldn't. It don't make no sense you doing this now. This, that, and the third. You gotta understand something, right? Drake is gonna fire at Pusha as much as he needs to, as much as he wants to at this point. For the simple fact that it wasn't him that necessarily stopped the beef in the beginning. When that whole thing was going on with him and Pusha, it was the OGs and the powers that be that stepped in and said, no. Y'all can't do this because this is going to go to a place it don't need to go. Drake, you are a very big investment. We need you to be around. Pusha, you are a behind-the-scenes huge investment. We need you to be around. You need to be quiet. Drake needs to continue doing what he's doing. And y'all two shut up for right now. That's what happened between Pusha and Drake, supposedly ending the beef. But as you heard lyrics like, I bought all the chains from your boss and melted that shit down. Fuck all that heritage shit. But that was Drake saying he bought, in which, if you don't know, of course, there was reports, confirmed, of course, Drake had bought all of Pharrell's old chains that he had up in auction, which was millions of dollars. Drake had bought all the chains from Pharrell, and he actually showed them in the video for him in for the Her Loss record as well. I don't know if y'all remember when Drake was when Drake did the video for, let's see, what was the name of that record? What was the name of that record? Not Spin 'Bout You. I didn't even know searching whatchamacallit had a thing to it. But no, the video for Jumbotron. The video for Jumbotron, he shows off the actual chains in the video. Which Drake is Mr. Petty Pendergrass. So of course he's gonna do things like hold on to the chains just to say I melted them down years later. Drake has had these chains now. I can't remember when the actual auction happened. But real quick, just to show y'all.
Wake up, filthy. At home, call it petty. My doggy don't. We ain't even out in Turks. She finna take X for the first time. That shit.
This is him actually. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. This is him actually showing the chains off in the video. So let me bring this up real quick. I'm not gonna play the actual record because that's him showing off the chains in the blue jacket. That's the Pharrell chains that he bought, basically. As you can see, a better glimpse of it here. Let me see if I can run it back a little bit. Run it back just a little bit. All right, so let me get myself out the way. So that is the chains that Drake is talking about in the Meltdown verse. Those are all of the Bape links and whatnot that Pharrell had on for auction that was worth millions of dollars that Drake bought. That is the chains that he is talking about in the Meltdown verse and what the song is about. So Petty Pendergrass decides to write the verse about him melting down the chains, and then he throws the small shot of Virgil. Ever since Virgil passed away, no one's wearing Louis Vuitton. The reason why he mentions the Virgil passed away and no one's wearing Louis Vuitton is because Pharrell just became head of Louis Vuitton. Who's Pharrell to Pusha? Well, Grinding, Mr. Me Too. Pharrell was the founders of the Clips back in the day. So, as you hear, I bought all the chains from your boss. Talking about Pharrell. Now, the funny thing is, you can't tell if he's firing at both of them or just one of them. But knowing Petty Pendergrass, this was one of those shots that I don't care who gets hit. So that's why I said he's done playing with y'all. I don't have to pull up the clip of him saying on stage, because that's a whole other topic that I'm waiting to get into in another couple of pods. Trust me when I tell you, I am going to throw it into the universe today. On stage, the man said, I'm not one of these artists that have to wait 4 and 5 years to come out and go into hiding and then can give you guys a body of work. That's not me. Of course, we know he's not talking about J. Cole because he brought J. Cole out. J. Cole has brought him out. We do know he is talking about Kendrick. Him and Kendrick have been throwing shots at each other for the past decade. I think those trading shots have come to a halt, and the two have now decided to say we're going to do it. I think it's going to be a duel that is going to happen within these next couple of months to year. For All of My Dogs is coming out within the next couple of weeks. Drake has already announced that. And I think there is going to be a bigger Kendrick shot on that album. Could hold it against me if you want. We know Drake is a sniper. I think there is going to be a shot at not only Push and Pharrell, but that entire Kanye camp, including Kendrick. Kendrick is not part of the Kanye camp, but what I'm saying is he's tired of tiptoeing around Kendrick. Drake is at the point where he is tired of tiptoeing around anybody. You can hear it in the lyrics. You heard it in the Her Loss album. That entire album was him saying, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. I'm rich. I'm up. I'm over every one of you. You know I'm over every one of you. And y'all need to treat me as such. That is the mode you can tell Drake is on right now. Drake is not in the I'm just happy to be here phase of his life right now. Drake is in the I am the overlord of this music shit right now. You can hear it in his confidence. So, For All My Dogs, we're going to hear rapper Drake, and we know rapper Drake when he looks at his watch in a certain city and time and place and says, hey, where the fuck we are? Then we get a different type of Drake. So, once again, Meltdown was just to let niggas know that is what's about to happen. Moving right along, we got some shit to get into today. It wasn't too much, but we have some things to get into. Speaking of meltdowns, one meltdown I'm waiting to happen on the internet. Not waiting to happen. Let me say it better. One person I'm waiting to see say something about it. And what's going on with their life is Soulja Boy. So, if you don't know, Soulja Boy recently has been in the news for his negative net worth. And I have not seen or heard anything from Soulja Boy himself saying anything about his net worth. Now, we all know Soulja Boy, when there's cap or some type of false claiming going of his, or when he doesn't approve of something, I just found this. Hold on. Because karma comes quick around the bend, don't it? So, Soulja Boy has been in the news for having a negative net worth. And this comes from a judge hearing that he had recently. So, Soulja Boy's net worth is negative. A judge found in the rapper's legal battle against his ex-girlfriend. The judge suggested that Soulja Boy cut his expenses so he can pay a $472,000 judgment he owes the woman. $472,000 on the judgment. Yikes. According to documents obtained by XXL on Friday, a judge denied Soulja Boy's motion to have a $472,000 judgment thrown out in a civil case because he had very little money in the bank and $1 million in a $1 million tax lien. In court papers, An LA Superior Court judge found Soldier's net worth is negative because he didn't provide his financial records to the court. However, the judge believes that Draco was in a position to make enough money to satisfy his debt. The judge suggested to the Atlanta rapper that he cut his living expenses, like moving out of LA, for example. Someone as close to zero financially as defendant Soulja Boy claims to be might want to scale down the living arrangements, the judge wrote. $25,000 is a lot of monthly rent, even in Los Angeles. Now, when I hear things like $25,000 rent, it only raises question mark, like Tristan Thompson, excuse me. Because $25,000, let's just be honest right now, right? $25,000 for the keyword is rent here. Not mortgage. $25,000 rent. Not mortgage. $25,000 rent means you are in a condo that you are living beyond your means in, or you are in someone else's house fronting as if it is yours. I repeat, $25,000 rent means you own a condo, take it from Benzino. You own a condo that you are living beyond your means in, or you are in a house that you do not own, and you are acting as if you do. You paying $25,000 for rent and having all of these cars, supposedly. All of this jewelry that you own, supposedly. Now it raises the questions of what do you actually own, Soulja Boy? When a judge has to say that your net worth is negative, what do you actually own out here? Because from the general consensus perspective, you own video games, supposedly. You own sneakers, supposedly, which I won't get into it. Shout out to the sneaker company in Italy. Not gonna say the name, but shout out to that sneaker company in Italy. We're gonna be doing some work with them very soon, actually. I am, because I actually know about that sneaker company. It's Italian leather, so it's a very unique made sneaker that costs about $200 to make. It's nothing cheap. Okay, so shout out to them. We're gonna be doing some business with them later on. But supposedly, Soulja Boy, you owned your own sneaker with them, which the lie detector determines that was a lie. So there is no reason of which the court is aware that he could not relocate to a more modest $10,000 income home. Further, the court is aware of no debts that the defendant owes other than the tax debt and the judgment here. The judge further stated defendant Soulja Boy must be earning money from somewhere sufficient enough to pay for the rent, whatever other monthly expenses he has. In other words, defendant is paying $300,000 a year in rent alone. Something is already not adding up there. It stands to reason that he must have some other living expenses, and that money must come from somewhere. It is not coming from loans, for defendant did not testify as to any other debts. So, although the court does not know from whence the money is coming, it is coming from somewhere. It is not an impossible influence to conclude that his overall financial condition must be sufficient to allow him to live the lifestyle he does without going into debt, the judge concluded. According to the document, Soulja Boy confessed that his assets are limited. He owns 3 cars. 2 are worth $250,000 each. 1 is worth $100,000. That's about $18,000 worth of jewelry and $50,000 worth of stock. I'm going to read that part again. And then I'm going to play something in a second. For why I'm repeating that again. $18,000 worth of jewelry. Not millions of dollars worth of jewelry. Not hundreds of $1,000s worth of jewelry. A lot of the Cubans that a lot of the rappers even wearing worth about 20 or 30,000. He got 18 grand on worth of jewelry. So all that shit you see him wearing adds up to only 18,000. Something ain't adding up. $50,000 worth of stock. His lawyer also told the Santa Monica Superior Court that he couldn't liquidate his assets because they are essential to his career as an entertainer, and selling them would damage his image. Soulja Boy ordered to pay $472,000 to the assault victim. And of course, if you don't remember, it's because he assaulted his ex-girlfriend, Kayla Myers. Basically, that's what this $472,000 judgment is about. But and of course, he's claiming broke. I mean, I get it. You're claiming broke for the simple fact that you don't want to pay the girl the $472,000. I get that. Not the first time artists have done that. Not the first time entertainers have done that, where they cry wolf and say that they're broke. Have a cow about it, you know. But it's one of those things where it's like, no. It's one thing if nothing got divulged that you don't really own. I mean, nothing got divulged to where, okay, yeah, you do actually have some money, but you're just trying to say you don't. This ain't the case with Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is actually fucking broke. That's what this is saying. Unfortunately. That's what this is really saying. But, real quick, I don't know if y'all remember this shit that happened. Play y'all something real quick.
Talking about some hair, man. I put them braids in. You got that from me. I'm the first rapper with the ball cut fade with the braids. Bow Wow, cut it out. My hair look better than yours. My hair longer than yours. I got more money than you. What did you talking about? Some hair, man. I put them braids in. You got that from me. I'm the first rapper with the ball cut fade with the braids. I rocked that in 2019 before I got locked up in Malibu. You got that hairstyle from me. I'm the one that had the braids with the cornrows. I'm the one worth 30 million, Bow Wow. You broke. You broke. You broke. You worth $1.5 million. I'm worth 30 million. You been in the game longer than me. You been in the game 20 years longer than me. And I got more money than you. Timberland, what's wrong with this man? This man sitting up here worth $1 million. I'm worth 30 million. He talking about haircuts. You worried about the wrong thing. Go get 30 more million dollars, Bow Wow. Go get some money. Stop worrying about what my hair look like. What your bank account look like. What your house look like. You stay in an apartment. You stay in an apartment. Apartment. I got a mansion. Mansion. You stay in an apartment. You stay in an apartment. I got Bentleys and Hellcats and basketball courts in the front yard. You don't even got a front yard. You up there renting AP. Take that rented ass AP off, nigga. This a bust down rollie, nigga. I'm the first rapper with the multicolor rollie. You nigga, you don't even got jewelry. Nigga, this chain costs more than your whole everything. Nigga, this baguettes. You don't even know what baguettes is. Stop playing with me. This nigga stay in a whole...
Funny how karma come quick around the bend, don't it? Funny how karma come quick around that motherfucking bend, don't it? And today, Bow Wow is worth $3 million. So he did double his net worth since the last time we saw that, which was about 2-3 years ago. Because in 2018, he was worth 1.6, it looks like, from what I just seen. He's at $3 million right now, Bow Wow. So shout out to Bow Wow. Shout out to Shad Moss, who's, of course, had his own financial setbacks. I don't know how he's only worth $3 million on the movies he did. But, yeah. Soldier, you should talk about somebody owning things. You know what I mean? Because who's to say what that bust down multicolored rollie costs? If all you guys $18,000 in jewelry. And most rollies cost about $5,000 the cheapest. Where'd that rollie really come from? Now, one thing that was truthful about that picture is that you own 3 cars. So those are 3 cars that you own outside, I guess. So I will say that. You got the cars outside. a week before that, she supposedly lost $200,000 fans because of the Noah Schnapp situation. So I'm gonna break those down for y'all real quick because I want to get to the bottom of this because I don't think it's either. So July 13th, this comes from LA Times, right? Singer rapper Doja Cat social media following has reportedly thinned, they use, right? Which bullshit. The 200,000 followers that she lost was like a 20 out of her pocket. Because it only took her from 24.34 million fans to 24.14 million. She still got 24 million fans and change. A 20 out of her pocket. Last week for exposing their private messages between her and Noah Schnapp from Stranger Things. According to Social Blade, a social media stat and analytics website, the Kiss Me More and Need to Know hitmaker apparently lost about 200,000 followers on Instagram. If it was just Instagram, y'all was better off trying to hit her on Twitter. She only got 5 million on Twitter. Which even then, 200,000 would have just been 5.2. So, 5 point whatever. Still 5 million fans. Still got millions of fans. So, like I said, this 200,000 that they keep trying to perpetuate is like it's a big deal. It's not really a big deal. So 200,000 bots is what she got rid of, basically. However, her following on TikTok, where she posts and jokes more robustly and where the Schnapp spat played out, appeared unchanged over the past week and had steadily stayed at 25.5 million followers. Meanwhile, Schnapp, who plays Will Byers in Netflix hit sci-fi series, saw his Instagram following jump from 24 to 25 million over the same time period. So, I'm not going to get into that, right? The following week, she lost more fans, supposedly. The following week, she had lost more fans for saying that she didn't love her fans. And that she doesn't call them kittens or whatever. That was another thing. So well, let's get into this one. No, not that one. Not that. So this one here, Doja Cat, this comes from Vibe magazine. Doja Cat tells the fans she doesn't love them. Disdains the Kittens fan club name. Basically, she was disowning that whole thing, saying that she never called her fans kittens, and if that they call themselves kittens, they need to get a job or go do some house chores, because she claims that her fans are real people, which I like that aspect of things. But some fans are calling her hypocritical because it comes from someone who's just dressed like a cat at the Met Gala. Understandably. But this comes from Vibe magazine, like I said. On Sunday, Doja Cat made a large portion of her fans upset when she admitted that she doesn't feel the same way about them as they feel about her. When a fan tweeted the Say So singer asking her to say that she loves her fans, Doja responded that she doesn't love them at all. She also went off on her fan base for dubbing themselves kittens, a nickname that she gave her supporters years ago. My life, my rules, my style, my attitude, she tweeted, out to which a fan responded, I want to hear you say, I do love you guys as usual, you say to your fans. Doja responded, I don't though, because I don't even know y'all. And that's been making headlines. Taking back by Doja's comment, another fan chimed in saying, and we don't know you, but we have supported you through thick and thin. Mind you, you'd be nothing without us. You'd be working at a grocery store making songs on fucking GarageBand, Miss High School, Dropout. The Planet Her Entertainer fired back. Nobody forced you. I don't know why you're talking to me like you're my mother. You sound like a crazy person. From there, Doja caught wind of her fans showing love to her in other ways that she disapproved of. The rapper discouraged her fans nicknaming themselves kittens and also called the one fan creepy for using her government name as the screen name. My fans don't name themselves shit, she wrote in a since deleted post caught by the Shade Room. If you call yourself a kitten or fucking kittens, that means you need to get off your phone and get a job and help your parents with the house. I would have left that tweet there. Confused by the thread post, a fan responded, only using the name you gave your fans, to which Doja replied, when I was an alcoholic teen. Another fan tweeted her, can you love your kittens again or no? Doja answered, I don't know what the fuck that means. So, before we even get into any more of that, right? Let me just say this. Because I don't think people understand the fact that Doja don't care about this shit. And that was why I played y'all that clip of Doja basically saying that social media is her entertainment. She don't give a fuck about y'all like that, for real. She don't. She just said it. She has said it out loud now. She don't really care about this shit. She don't care about being famous. She don't care about none of that shit. And y'all gonna see it with this Scarlet tour that she's doing. This new Scarlet tour that she is announcing is where we're going to see Doja Cat, I think, unfortunately, have the meltdown that Hollywood has unfortunately bestowed upon her. And when I say meltdown, I don't mean the sense of Doja Cat's going to go crazy. I just think Doja Cat's going to show a different side of her on this Scarlet tour than what Hollywood is prepared to fucking see. And it's going to make her look like she's crazy. Doja Cat is at a point right now where she is, like I said before with Janelle Monáe, in a very free-spirited mind frame. So this alter ego Scarlet is her using it as such. She's using Scarlet as her blank canvas to paint her vision of freedom, if you will. Thus why you're seeing the new promo for the song, or whatever this is going to be, Paint the Town Red. That's going to be dropping Friday, whatever that is. But she's going on tour this fall. And from what I see, she just tweeted on July 20th after that whole spat, right? After all that shit that was happening, 200,000 followers, blah, 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 then left. Can't wait to go on tour. Love you guys. Feeling blessed. That was July 20th from Doja Cat's Twitter, right? Someone said, in 2 days later, July 21st, in 2 days, you'll be cussing us out. Don't lie, Doja. Not you predicting the future. Another one tweeted. So, this is just me saying to myself, you know what? Yeah, how about it? How about it? Have a cap. Because Doja, like I said, is going to do what she wants to do. Doja is going to be Doja Cat. And y'all gonna love Doja Cat whether y'all like it or not. And that's how she treats me. But shout out to West Side motherfucking Gun, Griselda's own Buffalo Kid. West Side Gun, this comes from Hip Hop DX. West Side Gun wants to steal Doja Cat from her racist boyfriend. That's what I'm talking about, West Side. West Side Gun has his sights set on Doja Cat. and is hoping his fly guard charm can lure her away from her racist boyfriend. Taking on to Twitter, on Tuesday night, July 25th, the Griselda rapper attempted to woo the Planet Her hitmaker by laying out what their potential romance could look like. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. I want to steal Doja Cat from that weird-looking gamer dude that be saying racist shit with the crying face emoji, crying laughing face emoji, and take her to the hood so she can wear all that crazy shit. Have her eating that DR Birds with the bald head and patent leather sundress. Y'all wouldn't be able to tell me shit. I know that's right, Westside. I feel the same motherfucking way. The weird-looking gamer dude Westside Gunn was referring to is Doja Cat's rumored boyfriend, Jay Cyrus, who she has been spotted with kissing and spending time with on numerous occasions since November of last year. A comedian streamer who rose to fame on Vine in 2016, Jeffrey Cyrus has been accused of manipulating and emotionally abusing members of his team and community. There was a rumor going around that he had groomed them since they were young, basically. He used his power and influence to mistreat women who watched him stream. Twitch streamer, I can't see what that says. Oh, Emma B. Max, excuse me. Emma B. Max had wrote in April. The last account of women who came forward was close to 20. He destroyed a community of hundreds of people who trusted and admired him. Jay Cyrus has proven he should not be given a platform. One of his former moderators later came forward and claimed he manipulated and took advantage of women in his stream community while he led a position of power over them on top of the years of abuse and manipulation. He did to those who were volunteering their time and effort to his stream. The allegations of racism stem from a handful of Cyrus's old tweets, including the one in 2016 that read, "Watching all these people post on my friend's wall like watch out for these cops and be careful," as if he hasn't been black his whole life. Wow. Another racist tweet he had was a Vine post from 2013 that was also dug up on featured the caption, "Never suggest KFC to your black friends." But Doja Cat has been in the media also defending him, or just defending her relationships, just saying, I want y'all to read this comment and take it as a message. I don't give a fuck about what you think about my personal life. I never have and never will give a fuck about what you think about me or my personal life. Goodbye and good riddance, miserable hoes. Haha. That was what she had to say about people that had remarks about her boyfriend in her personal life. So, as I said, Doja Cat is going to continue to troll and be her and do what she wants to do. And y'all gonna like it. Whether y'all like it or not. Real quick, let us get into Mr. Quavo. Mr. Quavo. Mr. Quavo was seen as on a boat, on a yacht recently. So a video shows him handcuffed on a yacht. Show you that real quick. Why he was on this yacht, people are trying to figure out. Now, he has not been investigated or anything like that. right, so basically Quavo was on board this yacht, right? And we're going to read this from TMZ.com. So Quavo was on board a yacht in Miami when two men allegedly threatened the boat's captain. And video shows the rapper being detained by police, although nobody ended up being arrested. TMZ obtained footage from Sunday's incident on the Miami River, and you can see Quavo being handcuffed with zip ties as he sits on the boat deck and appears to interact with at least 3 police officers. Cops in Miami say that they got a call about a 911 call about an alleged strong-armed robbery on the yacht, and police say folks on the boat told them 2 men got aggressive with the captain, who said the rental time was nearing its conclusion, allegedly prompting the men to demand a refund. The incident report obtained by TMZ says one of the men threatened to kill the captain and throw him off the yacht if he didn't turn the boat around. One crew member told police he saw a man take the captain's wallet and cell phone, but cops say folks on the yacht gave conflicting statements on his allegation. In the video, you also see a group of women sitting on the dock as police lights flash, and Quavo sits near officers with his hands behind his back. Police also say they found 2 firearms on the boat, but add that the guns weren't used in any alleged threats. The Migos rapper's attorney, Drew Findling, tells TMZ, to be clear, Quavo was not mentioned in the police report narrative. Not only was Quavo not arrested, he is not even listed as a witness to any alleged dispute. Ultimately, no one on the boat was arrested. Now, reason why, of course, this started to make headlines and news, I think, is because Quavo has, for some reason, been catching himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I, for one, would like to take this podcast to say, Quavo, if you are listening, anybody, if your interest and friends are listening, stay the fuck home. From now on, for the next year or 2, stay your black ass in the house. For the simple fact that every time you have been going out recently, it has been a bad scenario. We're not going to talk about what happened before last year, but it has been more signs of the times, Quavo, that you need to, this ain't joking, you need to stay your ass in the house. Take it from your family, Offset, who has a wife and children. Find you someone good. If not find you someone good, find you a steady home one. Stay your ass in the house. Because it seems to be the wrong place and wrong time for you a majority of the time that you go out. Learn to stay your ass at home. It will be better for you financially and healthy if you stay your ass home. You ain't got to be partying everywhere. I know you like to party and live life on the edge. That's evident. But right now, there's a black cat following you. Stay your ass home. Please. For the sake of your family and everyone else that loves you. Stay your black ass home for a while. Because we could have been reading another headline. Rapper Quavo dead after armed robbery goes wrong on a yacht. Stay your ass at home, Quavo. Stay your ass at home from now on. But another, not Migos, but another family member that I'm sure is wishing at this point to stay their ass at home. Because what in the hell was this?
Stay out, got it. Make money move. If I see you now, got me down, bug with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I make good for you. Now I'm in. Stay out, got it. Make money move. If I Say I don't gotta make money move. If I see you now, got me down, bug with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I'm a good move. Gon' do what a hoop. Let's go now and see. Cardi B. Now I'm in. Say I don't gotta make money move. If I see you now, got me down, bug with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I'm a good move. Gon' do what a hoop. Let's go now and see. Cardi B. You know where I'm at. You know where I'll be. Let's go.
So that happened recently over the weekend, where Cardi B was seen throwing a microphone at one of the fans in the crowd because the fan threw water on her. Now, I was a little bit taken back by that because I'm saying to myself, what would possess a fan to just throw the water at her like that, right? That was one thing. I don't understand the infatuation with fans, period, throwing things at performers on stage. I will never understand it. I already know that a lot of my records call for it, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's part of the performance, I guess, with some people. Especially if you come out there throwing water yourself. I see some artists actually throwing water themselves. The Travis Scotts, the more turned up artists. You know what I mean? I've seen them do that. But then you have your artists like Drake, who has people throw things on stage at them. Cardi B was not for those shits as far as someone throwing things on stage. However, I felt the need to get to the bottom of this a little bit more. And today, as of this morning, reports came out that Cardi B's Vegas is hot. Pour some water on me. She actually encouraged fans to toss water on her prior to that fan doing so.
Bitch, I'm done.
Hold on. I'll show you. Show you something real quick. So it wasn't like the drink being thrown or water being thrown on her wasn't warranted. It was very warranted, actually. It's very warranted, actually. As you will see here.
Bitch, I'm done. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Throw me some water again, bitch, because I'm hot. And give me some water.
Splash her down. Give her some water. Splash her the fuck down.
Woo, that shit feel good. Put that.
As y'all can see in here, Cardi is actually encouraging the fans to throw water on her.
That shit in my pussy, bitch. Come on. Yeah, bitch.
And as you saw, a fan splashed her very similar to how the fan splashed her earlier, correct?
Sexy lady, let me hear you say, ah.
Now, you saw that throw just now, right? Let's rewind it real quick.
Yeah, bitch.
Sexy lady, let me hear you say, ah.
Same exact hurl of water thrown at her. As you can see, she's covered in water, right?
That's looking good, bitch.
Somebody go to the hood. To the hood.
I need some fucking water.
Give us some water, man. Give us some water, man.
Somebody splash me with water, bitch.
Ooh. I see you like shit.
Wait, what's up, bitch? What's up? Bitch, that was too fast, bitch.
That was a splash,
Wait,
man.
wait, a little bit more right here, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Nah,
Let that pussy up, bitch. Put that pussy up, bitch.
So as y'all can see in here, this water being thrown was extremely encouraged. So it wasn't like the fan was doing something wrong, as least she thought. Now, the fucked up part was the person that she threw the mic at and hit wasn't even the person that threw the water. That was the craziest part about that. The person that got hit with the microphone wasn't even the motherfucker that threw the drink. Ain't that some shit? But as y'all saw and heard just now, Cardi was encouraging fans to throw water on her pussy. Now, common sense for the fan, of course. Cardi was not encouraging. Excuse me. Cardi was not at the time encouraging a fan to throw water on her when the water was thrown. So, common sense would have said to that fan, I don't know if that would have been a correct time to throw it. Now, also, what could have been happening was fans were throwing water at her after she encouraged them to do it, and that particular fan just had bad timing. That's what that looks like if you want to coincide it with what we just saw. It looks like that fan just had bad timing and was a little bit, like I said, lacking in the common sense in not throwing it on her leg. Instead, it's like, okay, I got it high, but damn, I can't really aim it at her leg because everybody jumping up and down. I'm at a bad angle. Let me try and hit her in her breast. Oops, I hit her face. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh shit, I got a mic thrown at me. So, what I'm saying is, maybe if Cardi hadn't encouraged everybody to throw water on her ass, maybe that fan wouldn't have said, maybe I should find a time to throw this drink or this water, which that was another thing. People are saying that it wasn't water that the person threw. It was actually alcohol. And I think that's what made Cardi throw the microphone. People are saying that it was actually alcohol or beer or something like that was in the actual, or vodka that was in the actual cup. And Cardi wasn't having it when she got the vodka thrown up. Basically, she got splashed the wrong time. And like I said, I think that's really what set her off. I don't think it was the fact that it was a drink being thrown, water being thrown at her. I think it was the fact that she realized it was alcohol that got thrown away at her. And of course, she didn't command for anything to be thrown at her at the time. So maybe that's actually part of her performance. And like I said, what the fan did was just trying to be a part of fan participation and did it at the wrong time. But Cardi got whoever the hell that was good. That was a Yankee pitch. That was a Yankee pitch. She played softball back in the day or something. Because that aim was impeccable. She hit the wrong person, but the aim was impeccable. The form was hayah. One motion, followed through. She made sure she hit her target. Even though it was the wrong motherfucking target. She hit her target. For sure. But shouts out to Cardi B and Quavo. Shouts out to the Migos in general. Yeah. They put out a new record, Jealousy, her and Offset, which I wish I could play on here, but of course, copyrights and shit like that, I can't play. So, I'll just say that record was turned up, and Offset went the fuck off on that record as well. Moving right along. Mr. Adrian Broner. Took to what I want to say his Instagram stories to apologize recently. And we're going to do this real quick. So this comes from Vibe.com. Adrian Broner has issued a public apology to Jay-Z, Diddy, Floyd Mayweather, and several other celebrities in an attempt to atone for past mishaps. The controversial boxer posted a lengthy open letter on Instagram over the weekend in which he took to accountability for negatively impacting his relationships over the past decade. MFs let their emotions and feelings get to them. Well, let's just get to it. Let's just get to it real quick. So, let's bring it up a little bit bigger so I can see what the hell this is. Okay, so MFs let their emotions and feelings get to them. I'm just a real nigga, and I wear my heart on my sleeves. So with that being said, I want to apologize to Jay-Z for telling him to suck my dick. For sending me a contract from Roc Nation, I want to apologize to Meek Mill. When we first met, it was awkward, but I always fucked with you. But I just didn't think you really fucked with me. As tough, that's the only reason I gave Shorty my attention. And ever since then, you just really ain't been rocking with me. But I take that on the chin like a man, bro. I still support you 100%. I want to apologize to Javante Davis. I know you loved me like I came out your mom, and you just want the best for me. But I will see you in Vegas. We're gonna talk, and I want to apologize to Diddy. Because even though it's not in my best interest to drink, but when I do, I decide to drink tequila. I don't know what that one meant, but I drink Casamigos or Don Julio when I should be drinking De Leon tequila. I want to say sorry to Rick Ross, because at my last fight, I told him to meet me there too early, and he was just sitting there for hours, so he left. But I apologize, big bro. I want to apologize to, I'm not sure this is Twin Charlo and Future of Boxing. I was drunk doing an interview. I know you boys don't hate me. I guess that's a podcast or blog. I was drunk during the interview. I know you boys don't hate me, and I don't hate y'all. I never bet against you niggas, and I'm just being the bigger man telling the truth. I want to apologize to Spence. I guess that's the Crawford and Spence fight. Spence, he got the biggest fight of his life. Yes, that's Spence. Crawford Spence. The biggest fight of his life coming, and I'm gonna be there, yelling until my voice is gone. After we will talk in person, I want to apologize to Crawford, of course, as well, because we got a respectful relationship, and I would never go against you. But you fighting my brother so I can't jump ship. It's all love. And last but not least, I want to apologize to Floyd Mayweather. When we first met, you taught me a lot and told me a lot and tried to teach me a lot, but I went my own way and figured it out myself. But now that I'm older, I can see that you tried to help me. And if I would have listened. I probably wouldn't have got in the trouble that I've gotten in if I had been in, but I'm grateful for my experience. Hope y'all enjoyed my diary. Grammar class, sir. Grammar class. But, I tried the best I could with that. Anyway, Adrian Broner decided to apologize on social media, I guess, for the years. And really, I can say the years of him just being an asshole. An arrogant asshole. He tried to take the Roy Jones route with his entertainment in boxing. In the beginning, he won very, very, very many fights. But then his career was very shortened because of, as what you just heard, him having to apologize to so many different people. His career was shortened because of those business relationships that he had burned bridges with behind the scenes. And because of him burning those bridges, he had the downfall that he's had with losing as many fights that he had, losing the money that he lost, the deals that were on the table he lost. And you can hear Adrian Broner is saying that from a point of, I'm broke, I have no more guidance. All you people tried to give me guidance, and I told y'all, fuck off. And it doesn't sound like, if anything, if those people are the genuine good people that they want to say that they know that they are, that I've known them to be, like the Meek Mills and the Rick Rosses and Jay-Z's, I'm pretty sure those people, Floyd Mayweather, I'm pretty sure those people have reached out to Broner behind the scenes and not through social media and acknowledged the apology, of course. And through the unpublic acknowledgement of apology, I can only say that Adrian Broner, I think you have fucked up beyond repairment at this point. If you told Jay-Z to suck your dick, if you stood up Rick Ross, to name a few. Meek Mill, I know, has been public and loud and proud supporter of yours. I didn't even know who you were until it was Meek Mill that was shouting about you. So yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think you have. I don't think this is a bridges that you can repair. Unless it's going to be over time, you're going to have to build some blocks, a foundation of communication to repair these bridges that you have burnt, sir. Shout out to you and God bless to you on your new journey of enlightenment. I can hear it that you are trying to cleanse yourself mentally and reset yourself. So God bless to you on that journey, Adrian Broner. And I hope that these measures of reaching out to people that you feel you have fucked over become successful. That is what I want to say to that. And I usually don't end things on a serious note. I usually end things on a funny note. But today I didn't feel the need to start this person off in the beginning and just, go by. It is with my pleasure and honor to do my own, podcast tribute to Sinead O'Connor, rest in peace, who passed away at the age of 56 last week. Let us go now to ABC Eyewitness News real quick before I do my little thing. So Sinead O'Connor's death is not suspicious, police say, as tributes pour in for the Irish singer. This is on about 4 days ago, July 27th. What's this ad doing? All right, so the death of Irish singer Sinead O'Connor is not being treated as suspicious, police say, after she was found unresponsive at a home in London. Tributes have been pouring in for the 56-year-old who found global fame with her version of the ballad "Nothing Compares to You." A statement from the Metropolitan Police said, police were called at 11:18 hours on Wednesday, July 26, to reports of an unresponsive woman at a residential address in SC24 area. Officers attended. A 56-year-old woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Next of kin have been notified. The death is not being treated as suspicious. No medical cause has been given in relation to O'Connor's death. London's Inner South Coroner's Court announced on Thursday. The death of Sinead O'Connor in Lambeth was notified to the coroner on Wednesday, July 26, 2023. No medical cause of death was given, the coroner's court said. The coroner therefore directed an autopsy needs to be conducted. The results of this may not be available for several weeks. Once the results of the autopsy are known, the coroner's court will decide if an inquest is needed. News of O'Connor's death broke on Wednesday and was confirmed in a statement from her family, who said they were devastated. Figures from the world of music and beyond have been mourning the loss. What Ireland has lost at such a relatively young age is one of our greatest and most gifted composers, songwriters, and performers of recent decades. One who had a unique talent and extraordinary connection with her audience, all of whom held such love and warmth for her. Irish President Michael D. Higgins said in a statement sent to CNN. May her spirit find the peace she sought in so many different ways, his statement concluded. I hope you are at peace. Actor Catriona Balfe wrote on her Instagram page, adding, and with your baby boy. Thank you for sharing, which they're referring to her son that had committed suicide just recently. Also, God bless to the O'Connor family in general. Thank you for sharing your soul with us and soothing us with your incredible voice, beautiful Shanae. Of course, it goes on with many different people who tribute to her. Sinead O'Connor also made headlines for in the very beginning of her career in 1989, or the beginning of her stardom, I want to say. Sinead O'Connor also shaved her head, and she had the rap group Public Enemy. She had the logo of Public Enemy in her head in 1989 Grammys. Let me show y'all real quick. So that's her right there with the Public Enemy symbol. She wore that as a symbol of tribute, for the simple fact that a lot of artists, and I'm going to play the Arsenio Hallway interview in just a second, for the simple fact that there were so many artists that were boycotting the Grammys, including rap, for this because they had felt the need to leave rap out of the Grammys on television, which, ironically, Sinead O'Connor was sitting there, and when they finally panned the camera to her, they only showed the right side of her head and not the left. They literally only showed her looking away from the camera so they can show just her right side of her head and not the left. And even in the performance, which I wish I could show because of copyright reasons I can't, when she performed Mankinda, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, when she performed the song Mankinda, they blurred out the Target symbol on her head. They blurred out the Public Enemy symbol on her head. They made sure that it was not visible on public television. But she was definitely a beacon of hope and a person that represented telling their truth. That's why Flavor Flav, Ice Cube, Chuck D, amongst many rappers, paid lovely tribute to her. One of her biggest claims to fame, though,
we find it necessary. We know we will win. We have confidence in the victory of good over evil. Fight the real enemy.
How were you treated when you said fight the real enemy and you ripped up that picture of the Pope? How were you treated after?
You know, I don't really remember. I think there was a kind of a mixed reaction, to be honest. You know what I mean? I didn't, you know, I'm an intelligent woman. I knew there would be an aftermath. You know, I didn't expect that, you know, I was going to be carried around in a chair and, you know, have champagne poured all over me or anything, you know. So, I don't really remember a whole lot about it. Obviously, there was mixed feelings. There was some were supportive and some were not supportive, and I understood those that weren't, because we in Ireland knew about this abuse issue in 1987, which reminds me another important point that you must make to anyone you're communicating with on this matter, and which again proves the Pope's letter to be dishonest. The Irish Church took out an insurance policy in 1987 to protect them against claims they foresaw would be being brought by victims. They then, that is a matter of record, it's in the Ferns report, they then sat back until 1994 and waited for the shit to hit the fan. Sorry, I'm just turning my phone over. So, look, we knew in Ireland 10 years before anyone in America or Canada knew. So I understand that at the time I made that gesture, it was an abhorrent idea in America to suggest that a priest could be sexually molesting a child. So I don't have any, bad feelings or anything about it. I completely understand why people found that an abhorrent idea.
But do you feel somewhat vindicated today?
I don't think in those kind of terms. To me, this isn't about me or you or anybody else. It's about the victims. And I'm always wondering, I have conversations with them. Should you call them victims? I'm a survivor of very severe child abuse myself, not clerical abuse, but very severe abuse. And I always liked to refer to myself as a survivor. I don't like to think I'm a victim. But when I've been speaking with the survivor groups, they've asked, actually, no, they said, we don't want to be called victims or survivors, because some of us didn't actually make it. Some of these kids died in industrial schools from violence. Some of them killed themselves later after being brutally raped and not being believed by their families, not being believed by the church, la, 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 la. So I think it's not about, do I feel vindicated or you or me or anybody else. It's about these poor children who actually went through the violence and horror that we can't even begin to imagine. And if we care actually about it, we should make it our business to study what did they go through.
We find.
So I wanted y'all to hear it from Sinead herself on why she did what she did when she ripped the picture. I'm going to really quick play a more detailed documented clip of also on why she did it. But I wanted y'all to hear from Sinead herself on why she did it. For the simple fact, I felt it was very important in context. Sinead stood for the truth. And she didn't back away from her truth. She stood loudly and proudly in her truth at all times and never shied away from it. And on that moment in Saturday Night Live where she did that, performing the Bob Marley record War, as you saw, she had the Bob Marley beanie colors on the actual microphone as well. One thing I also loved about Sinead O'Connor is that she didn't need music in her background. Her voice was powerful enough and beautiful enough that it grabbed your attention. You just wanted to hear her speak. And when she spoke, like I said, she spoke with good intention and never evil. She stood against evil, if anything. Wanted to play this something for y'all real quick.
30 years ago, Sinead O'Connor tore a picture of Pope John Paul II in half on live TV. At the time, most people didn't get why. O'Connor was born and raised in Dublin, Ireland during a time when the Catholic Church still had a lot of power over the country. She suffered physical and sexual abuse at the hands of her mother and then later at the hands of the clergy when she was sent to a Magdalene asylum, a common punishment for Irish teenagers in the 1970s. She was sent by her mother on the advice of a social worker after being caught shoplifting at the age of 15. In an interview with Spin magazine in 1990, she said of those 18 months, "I have never, and probably will never, experience such panic and terror and agony over anything." When she burst onto the music scene with her debut album, The Lion and the Cobra, she was celebrated for her songwriting and vocal talents, and drew attention and criticism for her shaved head. A strong opponent to the traditional male gaze of women, Sinead's stark bald head made her both immediately recognizable and a threat. She dedicated The Lion and the Cobra to her abusive mother who died in a car crash when Sinead was 18. On Troy, she writes about her mother locking her out of their house in a rainstorm.
Sitting in the long grass in summer, keeping warm.
And marks the end of her familial destruction.
There's no
According to her 2021 memoir, Rememberings, the only remnant of her mother that she kept after her death was a framed photo of Pope John Paul II that was hanging in her bedroom. For Sinead, who grew up directly in the shadow of the Catholic Church's hidden crimes of the 20th century, that photo served as a reminder of the power of abuse and the trauma it can cause. She saved that photograph for 7 years after her mother died and brought it on stage with her for her first and only performance on Saturday Night Live. For her second song, she sang a cover of Bob Marley's War, changing the lyrics to include specific mentions of child abuse. As she sang the last word, she ripped the photo in half and declared,
Fight the real enemy.
She faced a wave of criticism from not just conservatives and religious leaders, but also from the mainstream media, even being criticized by other celebrities like Madonna and Joe Pesci.
If it was my show, I would have gave her such a smack.
Of course, today we know the depths of abuse covered up by the Catholic Church, but O'Connor's career was never the same, and she was never offered an apology when history proved her right. When asked if she felt the incident derailed her music career, she said, "Having a #1 record derailed my career, and my tearing the photo put me back on the right track."
And that was why I felt the need to play that clip after, for the simple fact that Sinead O'Connor was blackballed after she did that. Unfortunately. And it was kind of crazy that so many celebrities didn't stand with. You got to understand, this is also a time in the 90s where, you know, celebrities are scared to speak out. Celebrities are definitely scared to lose things. And no one was going to stand with her during these times of her saying, I stand for something. I don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about, but I know what I stand for, and I know what I went through as a child. It was very unfortunate that nobody wanted to stand with her during those times, but when she passed away last week, you see all these tributes. But during her time on this earth, no one wanted to stand by her, unfortunately. Such a beautiful soul, a beautiful and amazing soul, Sinead O'Connor. And once again, she wanted to stand up for what was right. She never wanted to shy away from that. And this is a interview from the 90s with Sinead O'Connor and Arsenio Hall.
Nominated for 4 of those awards. Let's
Listen
let
to
her
this.
talk about it. Please welcome Sinead O'Connor.
This is the most beautiful display of her soul, where I felt she had to be
Yes. I'm sure everybody has heard about this thing, and sometimes we get distorted views and misquotes. Why don't you explain why you don't want to go tomorrow? And it's not too late for me and you to get some tuxes and go, you know. I'll take you.
I'd go if I went with you.
Good night.
Well, first of all, I want to point out that it's not just the Grammys that are pulled out of the English awards as well, the English equivalent. The reason that I wanted to pull out was because I believe very much that the music industry as a whole operates mainly, it's concerned mainly with material success, and a lot of artists I think, are responsible for encouraging the belief among people that material success will make them happy. And I think one of the ways that the industry encourages commercial success and materiality is by having award ceremonies which very much honour those who have achieved material success rather than people who've told the truth or who've done anything to pass information to people or to inspire people or to, you know, just be truthful about it.
very prophetic, as we are going through those same exact times right now, where award ceremonies are presented in front of us as some sort of award that actually means something, when at the end of the day it means actually nothing. It's another piece of material.
Anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, it makes sense, because I guess in the past there have been people like Jimi Hendrix and Bob Dylan who probably had never received Grammys.
Well, that's true. I mean, Bob Dylan, I think, received a Grammy for a good vocal performance. which doesn't make any sense to me, or it doesn't make any sense to me. But, well, exactly like Bob Dylan saying, you know. I mean, he's brilliant, you know what I mean? He should receive Grammys for being brilliant and for speaking the truth and for fighting for the things that he fought for, you know? The same as Ice Cube should, or the same as Van Morrison should, or people like that. And John Lennon has to die like, before he gets a Grammy, you know?
Aren't there some rappers that aren't even going to go tomorrow night or something?
Apparently. The Rush management apparently have pulled their people out.
Yeah.
So.
The question in a lot of minds is probably, because, you know, you and I did the MTV Awards together, and you went to the AMAs. Why those and not this one?
Well, first of all, I went to the AMAs purely to confirm everything that I'd been thinking. Anyway, I'd been thinking about this for a long time before that, and I wanted to go there and see. I wanted to know whether, in the light of there being a world war happening, which is happening because we as a race are concerned with material success rather than each other. We don't love each other. We don't care about each other. We kill each other. We allow each other to starve to death. You know, we censor each other. You know, we rape each other. We beat each other up. We abuse our children in every way possible, you know what I mean? So in the light of there being a world war, which I think is happening because of all of those things, I wanted to see if any artists would say anything when they had the platform about the war and about how tragic it was, and nobody said a word other than, you know, peace in the Middle East, but I don't know what that means when you're dressed in a suit that's made out of the American flag.
Sinead O'Connor was blackballed for the simple fact that she spoke out against the elites. She spoke out against the powers that be. And I think the emphasis on her death not being suspicious is very telling.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to basically...
Kind of like this.
Well... There's one thing that must be pointed out, that, you know, it's very easy, and a lot of people have done this. I don't have any problem with America or with American people, and it's simply a lie for anybody to say that I do. If I did, I wouldn't live in this country, and I'd hardly even be sitting here speaking to anybody. But the fact is that I don't agree with segregation of any kind, whether it's in music or whether it's to do with nationalism or patriotism of any kind. I believe in having a sense of pride in your country and where you're from, but I believe in the human race. I don't believe in sections of it, or, you know, sections of music. I believe in art. You know what I mean? I don't believe in segregation of any kind. So, basically, I went to the American Music Awards because I wanted to see whether anybody would have the guts to say anything. You know, like how tragic it is that the war is on, and nobody did. So that's when I decided that, you know, I didn't want to be part of the whole thing.
And what do you think about the positive efforts that have come out of the music industry, like the We Are the World thing and Live Aid, things like that?
I think that's brilliant. I think that on the part of the artists that were involved, it was brilliant. But if you look at the record companies and how they behaved when all that was going on, record companies were putting adverts out in newspapers saying, you know, buy this record as seen on the Nelson Mandela Show or as seen on Live Aid, using the whole thing for promotion, which is disgraceful. Using it to make money for themselves. You know, I don't know how much of it went to the famine relief, you know.
Yeah.
So.
This has become an international issue with you. Isn't there a DJ that said, I mean, in England, who said you should be spanked or something?
Yeah.
Can you give me his number in case y'all work it out? I'd like to do the spanking.
Oh, I'd like it to. I was going to ask you if you would, actually.
Yeah, let's get busy. Let's really get busy.
What are you doing later on?
Yeah. Who is this guy? Is he...
Don't avoid the issue.
I'm not going to avoid the issue. I just want to give you your time now, and I'll get my time later.
Okay. There's this DJ called Jonathan King, he's the producer of the English equivalent to the Grammys, which is called the BPI Awards, and he was very upset at the fact that I refused to accept the British award for Best International Female. And what he did was he showed a video of Whitney Houston singing the American national anthem, and this was supposed to insult me. He did an interview recently with Music Week and Billboard where he said that I needed to be taught some manners, and that artists in general shouldn't be allowed to become bad-mannered, that they should receive a good spanking. Just as a parent spanks a child, he said Sinead O'Connor should be spanked for being so bad-mannered. So, yeah.
I know all this must get to you because I know negative stuff about me seems to surface and get to me quicker than positive response. It seems like people who like you never write or anything like that, you know. But I hope you know there are a lot of people that support you. There was a wonderful article in the New York Times. There was something in Time magazine. And there are a lot of people who not only support you, but support your right.
I think that there are a lot of people who support. At the end of the day, like, what have I said? What I've said is that I believe that the human race is concerned mostly with money, and, you know, that we are concerned more about money than we are about each other. Like, at the end of the day, that's what I've said. And I think that probably every person in this room and on the planet agrees with that money basically is the cause of every sort of problem that we see happening in the universe. And I think what people disagree with and have the problem with is when the media give the impression that I'm some sort of anti-American. And I don't know where they get it from, or where, you know, they draw the whole thing from. But, you know, it's the very people that I'm talking about, the very people that are responsible for being so greedy and for encouraging the whole thing. They're the ones that have the problem, you know what I mean? I don't think that it's actual real people, you know.
The people you've come in contact with, other than this DJ there, how about DJs here? How about musicians? How's the industry responded to you?
I wouldn't say that it's responded enormously favourably to me, because I'm criticising it. You know what I mean? I think if there's one thing I failed to point out is that there are a lot of people involved in the industry who are not greedy and who are not in it simply to make money and use people. But I'd say that 80% are, you know, and the 80% that are, of course, have been very vociferous in their disagreement with me, and how they're very patronising, of course, and how, you know, who am I to talk since I've only had one hit record, and even that was written by Prince, and I only have it. The only reason I'm in the music business is because I have a shaved head, that kind of thing. You know, that's basically the response from people. There hasn't been an awful lot of support from people within the industry, no.
Did you?
And we're kind of going to cut it right there. If you guys want, there is the full 20-minute interview and performance on the Arsenio Hall show on YouTube. But we're going to cut it right there for the simple fact that, I mean, she said enough. And like I said, it's not a suspicious thing. I won't get into the rabbit hole of why. It's not a suspicious thing of why she was found dead in London. That's all I'm going to say. Because that was another reason why I felt the need to stop it at the whole Prince thing as well. But what Sinead did leave her kids was wisdom. Very, very good wisdom. In 2021, an interview with People magazine to promote her memoir, Rememberings, O'Connor said she had explained to her children the importance of protecting her music and finances. To that end, she said she told them to call her accountant before they telephoned 911 should she ever be found dead. See, when the artists are dead, they're much more valuable than when they're alive, she told the publication. Tupac has released way more albums since he died than he ever did alive. So it's kind of gross what record companies do. That's why I've always instructed my children since they were very small. If your mother drops dead tomorrow, before you call 911, call my accountant and make sure the record companies don't start releasing my records and not telling you where the money is, she further explained. Rest in peace and God bless to Sinead O'Connor for being the amazing soul and beautiful soul of truth that you were. We all know about the shady record companies and the way the music industry is, the shady industry, music, Hollywood in general. We all know how shady Hollywood can be. And once again, rest in peace to Sinead O'Connor. Is how we will end this the beautiful tribute to her. Such an amazing person that we lost, that the world lost. I'm not even going to say the Irish community lost, that the entire world lost. And we're going to get out of here on that note. Like I said, I usually end it on good notes, but I felt the need to save Sinead O'Connor's tribute to the end for a good purpose, because she was what we all should represent, which is telling our truth and living in it loudly and proudly. It's been real, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all already know how we motherfucking do. It's your host with the most chill motherfucking Murray.
It's JD Sounds.
Till next time.
My type of women like to cuddle, but don't sleep on the money. My type of women like to talk, but don't talk to no dummy. A good play, peace and pay, that's a damn good day. A good play, peace and pay, that's a damn good day. A type of dudes don't be calling trying to blow up a phone. A type of dudes getting money, but don't leave her alone. She just need food, peace and pay, that's a damn good day. She just need food, peace and pay, that's a damn good day. Don't be mad at it, that's just what I prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what I prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what we prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what we prefer. I need a woman that can cook and clean. She need a good man that fucking mean. I kick it paying all bills, yeah I foot the fee. Yeah I know she bad and bougie, but she good to me. We talking king shit, I love to show her royalty. I need a queen, quick to always show her loyalty. And when even a nigga off, she be on with me. She DEF the fuck boy, she supported G. That's how it always be. Yeah, it's a baddie, it's a baddie. Make it clap, patty cake with that fatty. Yeah, she love it. Making money. Keep it coming. Hate but complaining, haters do nothing. My type of women like to cuddle, but don't sleep on the money. My type of women like to talk, but don't talk to no dummy. A good play, peace and pay, that's a damn good day. A good play, peace and pay, that's a damn good day. A type of dudes don't be calling trying to blow up a phone. A type of dudes getting money, but don't leave her alone. She just need food, peace and pay, that's a damn good day. She just need food, peace and pay, that's a damn good day. She said, don't be mad at it, that's just what I prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what I prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what we prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what we prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what I prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what I prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what we prefer. Don't be mad at it, that's just what we prefer.